Good morning, Ponyville.
Good morning.
And welcome to the third episode of our podcast, Good Morning Ponyville. I don't quite want to say the host, but I am kind of the host.
You're the host.
I'm the host, Dr. Freedom. Everybody go around, say your names for those who have not listened before.
Hello, my name's Sky, and I still strip over my words all the time. So, there's me.
Next.
I've been going as biasized for the past two podcasts, but from now on I'll go as bottom line for the sake of this
Bottom line.
podcast.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
Never gonna be able to call you that.
No.
What?
Especially since the screen says biased eyes. That doesn't
Okay.
help.
Okay, well, we can always change that. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
remember?
It's fun fact 216 here. Yeah, like the draw, right? You know, just your average fandom member.
Average creator. Yeah.
Average horseman.
Yep. All right. So, do we have anything to say before we get into things?
I don't have any show news like last week we did the writers. Don't have any of that this week. I don't unless one of you does. I'm assuming by the silence no one has.
Yeah,
anything,
I haven't
so.
seen anything lately. It's been kind of just kind of a whatever
It's
week.
been kind of quiet. I mean, like the movie's not out yet, and we only get stuff about the movie on rare occasions. Like there will be a info drop. Worth noting, because 2 episodes ago, the header for Equestria Daily right now is PonyCon.
Woo.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh, 'cause it's
kind of neat.
Yeah, it was today. I think it started.
Yeah.
Was it
so
today?
it says Equestria Daily PonyCon, and it's got this nice picture of, I assume those are the mascots for the convention, along with Coco and a bunch of them,
Yeah.
a few of the main 6, and et cetera, et cetera. Actually, I think
they actually rented out every single room in the hotel.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really cool.
that's awesome.
Well, except for the fact that this happened before I could get mine.
Oh.
So I'm not at PonyCon right now,
Oh.
and that's
That's
at least one of the
unfortunate.
reasons.
You can go to BronyCon in August.
Yeah, there you go. You can save up
Well,
extra.
hey, you're here with us.
It's they don't sell out because there's 3 or 4 hotels around the one that's attached to the convention center. The floor or 2 that they get to reserve for the con always sells out real quick.
Yeah.
But there's the Days Inn and Holiday Inn and all this stuff around it, so those don't sell out.
I've actually got a friend coming over from Australia that will be joining us at BronyCon. We picked out a room. Yeah, right there,
Really?
connected. Yeah,
Nice.
definitely pre-ordered that. Pre-booked that room way ahead of time.
Nice.
I wish I had the funds.
Yeah, well that's I basically have the funds to go, but I need to get a job because I'm going into my last semester, and so when BronyCon comes around, I'll be either in a new job or finding a job in my area.
Yeah.
So so I don't know if I can go this year, but also my family's planned a vacation to Disney World that starts the day BronyCon ends. So I would go to
Oh.
BronyCon and then go to Disney World
Hey.
and then come back, which
Not
would be
a bad
pretty
deal.
cool. Which would be pretty
Sounds
cool, but
awesome.
I'm not sure I can swing it.
So there's Brony news and life news from Dr.
Right, right. Life news.
And we also have any fun life news that's coming up?
Not anything fandom related. No.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the closest thing to fandom news was that PonyCon, and then of course we don't have any show news because we just did a bunch of the writers last week. There's no new writer news, and the show's not currently airing, so there's no episode to talk about, obviously. So, unless anyone has something they want to talk about, we can move to art.
I'm ready for the art.
All right.
I didn't actually get to look at the art because I
purposely avoid looking at the art until we're all sitting here, because otherwise I don't know, the momentary just looking at it for the first time, I feel is the best way to judge it and record it.
Oh my god. Okay, so first thing, this is adorable.
Oh, okay, hang on. I gotta pull it up.
Okay, so the artist where we are talking about today, I don't know why I said the word artist so weirdly, is Heir of Rick.
Indeed.
So
Yeah.
let me see. They have anybody know their follower?
Yeah, I
Follower
can
count
tell
is,
you.
Watchers?
2,355 watchers. They may have more on Tumblr because that's kind of where they got started out.
Okay.
Please.
They've been doing a lot of really good quality art for a while. They have a special ear style, which is
They do, which is adorable.
which is they actually got some flack for that.
Did they?
Which,
One, it's not everything. Like here, hang on. Let me link one here.
there's been drama about that, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's the gallery. Like if you just skim through that gallery, sometimes they have like the absolutely massive fluffy ears, and then if you go through, the Rainbow Dash probably still kind of has those, but I'm trying to find it because I just saw it. It's after the Fluttershy and Apple Bloom one. There's one of Twilight, and they just look like normal sized ears. I think it's a picture of Twilight, and it looks like the like King Sombra's.
I got one. Oh my god.
King Sombra's
in the,
Crystal
idea
Empire,
chat.
right? Because she's got like the little black spikes on her horn, and she looks rather depressed. But
Yeah, as if you look at
So about that ear style, in their piece called Floof, you can see what we're talking about here. Because oh my god, those things are gigantic.
link it for me.
They're in ideas.
Oh, they're
It's
in
an
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
oh my god, the Pinkie Pie's quite large ears.
They're sort of friends with Matacon, and they have just very good taste and just a good sort of handle on the emotional state of the characters as well as how to draw them.
Definitely.
So they're definitely worth a watch. And they released a piece recently which indicated that they were going to go on hiatus, and then they didn't do that. But,
Well, that's always good.
but so they're an excellent creator.
Yep.
That you should take a look at.
Looking at Matacon's art style, and now that I'm looking at this art style as well, I can definitely see some connections here. But I definitely agree with the emotional state of the pony, and the artist and the piece itself. Their backgrounds are pretty simplistic, drawing attention to the pony itself. So I like when artists do that. Can we talk about that one?
What? What? Well, there's the one that's like near the beginning of that gallery I linked. It's like Applejack, not as this one here. Which seems to have like the same tongue thing going on. Although in this case with an apple.
yeah, it's like the tassel ponies or whatever. Those are
Heir of Rick actually started a Tumblr called Miss Pie's Monsters. I believe that's his, and that's where he got his start. So
I can
I'm
definitely
just
see
gonna
where the
check.
monster comes
I don't want to be wrong about this, but I believe he is the
The
Miss Pie's
caption
Monsters.
for the Applejack one is no matter what no matter what reality she ends up in, Applejack will always be reunited with her one true love, which presumably is apples.
That's great.
Yes.
Apples.
You know what would have been a pretty cool detail if they were to add it. You know the little shines in the pony's eyes? Make them apples.
Oh,
Oh,
that
cool.
would have been interesting.
That would have been, yeah. I'd say my favorite thing about Heir of Rick stuff here is the way that they draw, like, the smile. It comes all the way back up, like, almost level with the nostril. So it's like a really big swoop, like a big U almost. And I like when artists do that instead of like a low sitting smile.
Yeah.
and the like right up to the eyeball as well.
P-
It definitely shows a lot of happiness, which is great.
Pinky sitting on the couch has like, I don't know if that's like a lower lip or something that he's like portraying, but she's just like, I don't know, because she's like clearly smiling,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I think he was going for more of a snout that time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a little. It looks kind of like a lower lip because it's small enough.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely a lower
Yeah.
lip.
Also,
Just kind of like.
another detail is on the ears. Instead of like a lot of people kind of just do like the one line because it's closer to the show. Like the the other drawings like the tassel
Yeah.
ponies or whatever have that, but they kind of cup the ear like an actual horse's. Like it's more of a like it folds in on both sides rather than just like folding down on one side. Kind of like how like usually like dogs' ears or stuff do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they kind of get around that by their use of shading, and it kind of gives the same impression. It doesn't really matter on the line or not.
Mm.
But that's just my point of view. So
Yeah. So yeah, I think the one linked earlier of Pinkie Pie with the just like absolutely massive ears. I almost feel that's just like trolling the people who don't like his ears.
Probably, yeah. I think sometimes
That
Oh
because
yeah. that- absolutely.
otherwise that I mean like you look at his and yes they're like big and fluffy, but that's like clearly an intentional exaggeration.
yeah.
Yeah. I think if you read the description for that one, he's calling out the people who dislike his ears.
and I personally like those ears.
Self-aware art is my favorite type of art.
Yeah. So the way that Ervrick does his wings, does their wings, I'm just a tiny bit jealous of because I can never nail wings down, and they're just like so really well done.
Celestia's like I can't hold all these ponies. They're
You're
all
going to have one heck of a time editing this.
it's great.
Yeah.
I leave most things organic. I don't cut much.
Mm-hmm. So, anything else to do with the art or the artist itself or themselves?
I'm gonna. Oh, hang on. This one seems to be like slightly tone wise. Oh, I just hit the wrong button.
Ooh, yes.
I've got to say this Scootaloo one here is Scootaloo is my favorite pony. Scootaloo is best pony, and this I think I've actually seen this picture before. I didn't realize it was them. Something about like the way they do like the little white lines for the shading, like it's that really like kind of scratchy, like kind of sketch.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite, absolute favorite style, and this is probably one of my top 10 Scootaloo pictures right here.
I want to learn how to
Especially
do that. Oh
all
my
of the
God.
shading isn't regular gray shading. It's shaded purple, like under her neck
Yeah.
and in her ears.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really like that.
That's
It
pretty
definitely
cool.
fits with the main color. I'm pretty sure the eyes, like those two colors go into the shading, which really fits and brings the cuteness level up.
Yeah, and then
I like how they do their chest floof.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
One that Applejack picture I just linked is definitely like not most of his stuff is like bright and like relatively lighthearted, and that just like is depressing.
Oh,
I like looks like a
It
depressing
definitely,
picture, and the description is
it
depressing.
definitely flips.
So
It definitely flips everything that that they've been doing on. Well, it's the different side of the same coin, I guess.
oh yeah, like the other, like the happy Applejack, and it's kind of a little down. I think it's good when artists, they try different emotions. Because I'm pretty guilty
Yeah.
myself. I draw like a bunch of happy stuff, then I have to realize like, maybe I'll draw something a little sad today.
Yeah, I tend to draw a lot of like negative stuff, like angry stuff. But something that I'd like to draw attention to in Downpour, which is the Applejack piece we're talking about, is the rain and how they're like the little effects coming off of the outline of her head there. It really provides like scenery and kind kind of the mood. It adds to the overall tone of the picture.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm pretty sure Applejack is his favorite pony, judging by the amount of Applejack he's
Oh,
drawn.
for sure.
I'm just browsing through the gallery and like, hang on, there's one specifically in here. Let me see if I can't locate this one, where I'm like, yeah, definitely likes Applejack.
Oh my
It's just
gosh.
like a collage of
An
apples.
Applejack collection.
That is.
He's
actually
got an
really well
Applejack
done.
$1 bill in there.
That's hilarious.
I wonder how long it took him to do that, or them.
Yeah.
Took them to do that.
Quite a long time. Oh, it's like an Applejack engineer, all the little tassel ponies, and walking a Pinkie Pie on a leash.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
Applejack walking.
I think
a
I
Pinky.
see an Applejack Pegasus in there.
Oh, Applejack Alicorn.
No,
No, just an Applejack Pegasus.
Applejack princess.
Applejack.
Pegasus.
Where? I do not see this.
Kind
Oh,
of
there
like
it is,
the
there it is,
middle
yep.
left, being
Yeah,
all
left,
shocked or
yeah.
something.
See, if people freak out about giving a unicorn wings, imagine giving an earth pony wings and a horn. Oh god, the fandom would implode. That would be the end of the fandom.
Explosions. Yeah.
I think we've already talked about that.
Yeah.
Did we?
Briefly. I mean, we joked about it at the end of the first podcast, where I was like, well, if the fandom ends in the next 2 days, and really it became like a week and 2 days, and we don't talk about it, you know why. But I don't think we like ever actually talked about it.
Yep.
Something. Sorry. Moving back onto the art real for a minute here. Bring us back on back onto the subject. Something that they really do well is like their semi-anthro works and like the human works. I really like how they do that, and now that I'm looking at the I'm looking at the collection of Applejacks, and they have a centaur Applejack,
Nice.
and I really respect people who can do both human, anthro, and pony at a very very nice quality.
Yep. Yeah, and usually you see people like stick to one or the other, like mostly anthro or mostly pony.
There's a lot of Applejacks.
I have the tendency, like when I try to draw anthro, they still have like they're uncharacteristically still like feral, and I have to like I have to make sure that I'm remembering that I'm drawing a more like a humanoid shape than a pony. Yeah.
I like humanized, and I like pony, but like I'm not a big anthro fan. It's just like of anything. It's not like this artist. I just don't like anthro really. I mean, I don't like hate it, but I'm not like going to go search it out.
Right.
I'm after this podcast, I'm definitely gonna go follow him.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Holy crap! This person really deserves more attention than he's getting.
yeah. I've seen this stuff around before. I haven't really. It's one of those people where you just like kind of see the art, maybe in like an art dump or something, but you don't know the person
Yeah.
that drew it. That's all I got.
He's got some that are like fighting his magic, because he's got like the pseudo stat screens. So like here, I'll link Applejacks since he's an Applejack guy. But
He is literally Applejack.
yeah, and then it's toughness, strength, sassiness, freckles. Oh yeah.
I like that they have a freckles meter. I really do.
Freckles
That's a
meter.
really nice touch.
It doesn't. It's not really a meter. It just says oh yeah.
Out of 10.
Well, the rest are actually meters, but
Something that I like to draw attention to in this one, their furthest away from the camera back leg. Is that intentionally like that, or?
what the back left leg?
Yeah.
It's like I think she's like half bucking.
Yeah, one leg's bucking.
I don't know.
It's the middle of a buck,
Yeah, I think
right?
that's
It shows
that's
it shows a red outline over her hooves, which is a reference to like,
an attack or
sort
something.
of martial arts powers,
Yeah.
where they have the shading around their limbs to show that they're really serious
Yeah.
kicks.
Well,
It's just that I don't really see like bucking legs like that a lot.
Yeah,
Which is
it's-
mainly the reason why we're doing this. So
Yeah,
that's good.
it's interesting they're not like, because most of the time, if you were in the middle of it, like both would be raised off the ground and like not fully extended yet, as opposed to this where like one's fully extended.
Right.
Yeah, there's a part in the show where she kind of bucks sideways, and you actually see something similar to this.
Yeah, that's probably the reference he used. I mean, obviously, I don't know, but
I mean, maybe.
oh, he started a daily Applejack blog. I will link that.
Holy cow! As we
And
find more and more about this
Yeah, that's
artist,
what the,
we find more and more Applejack.
Yeah, and as we find more and more about this artist, we just take up more and more time.
I'm looking at.
Right, but that's good.
Which is completely
I'm
fine,
looking at
but,
the description, and of that Applejack collage, and there's not just in the description, I'm sure, but there's 81 Applejacks on that page when you search it.
oh my god. Like, the third post down from today, which is the 27th of January,
Of her as the snake.
there's the snake. I've
If
never
you
seen something
if
like
you
that
scroll
before.
down, it's got like this. I guess this is like a comic, but it's like. Meanwhile, in Australia, a certain pony missed out on being a McDonald's toy again, and apparently Applejack was like not a McDonald's toy.
Oh, really?
And so they're like, and so Applejack's all sad, and Rarity comes in and is like, Applejack, look, we're both included in the toy line, and it's like Ken dolls dressed up as like Applejack and Rarity,
Yeah.
and it's bizarre. And then it says, what you say?
Oh. Well, you know they they usually don't make the toys of background ponies.
Right. Just dead silence.
See what I did there?
I got it. We're gonna get hate in the comments.
Anything else? Moving on?
Yeah,
That's all
I'm
I
all
got.
set. Unless Bias has words of wisdom that he wishes to bestow upon us.
As he does.
Not really.
Oh.
Two tumblers, and a DeviantArt.
What's the other Tumblr?
Miss Pie's Monsters.
Okay.
Right, you might want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna link it for our sake.
And you might as well put the tumblers down in the description.
Yeah, I'll throw it all in the description. I'm not currently annotating the videos because it's a total pain. But everything should be in the description. If I miss something, just like yell at us on the video and we'll put it in there. But it should all be there. All right.
The key word is should.
Should. So we're gonna move on to the fan fiction, I guess. Then, if we're done with the art.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, first question: who read it? I know that I did because I did it literally right before the podcast.
Right. I was a terrible, terrible person, and I skimmed it.
Didn't you link it?
I did
last Friday?
link it. Yeah, I skimmed it then, and I skimmed it now. I don't like fully read them typically before I link.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like I'm trying to like browse through a bunch of fics, and so like I skim them, and then if they don't look terrible, I link them. But I hadn't read it then. Yeah, and then I didn't find time in the week. Or rather, I didn't make time in the week, I guess. And so I just sort of like skimmed it before this because I woke up slightly later than I anticipated. Not a lot, but enough to
That's
me
fine.
off. So
I was doing stuff outside the house, so that's why I couldn't do as much prep as I wanted to do.
all good. All right. So besides me and Sky, fun. Obviously, you read it.
Yep.
Biased, you said you read it.
Yeah. I read
So
it.
so you two
This
get to talk. Everyone but me gets to talk about it.
Hey, you can like
Yeah, I'll
Chip in.
throw things in.
So this one is the one that we're going to be discussing.
Yeah, I should
this
probably
week
give the
is
name.
Dreamscape Dancing by Dr. Frieden.
Soothing Stone. I think. Oh no, is that
yeah,
right?
It is Soothing Stone, correct.
Okay.
So, Bias, going to start us off?
Yeah, so this story starts slowly. It's kind of another relaxing slice of life story.
Yeah,
where
Real quick on that note, next week's fic is going to be ABCs of Fallout Equestria Every Day by Tofu. So, the last few weeks have been, pretty laid back, pretty slice of life, but next week going to try and change it up a bit. And I mean, it's Fallout Equestria. It's definitely not going to be real laid back. And now back to you, Biased, for this week's fic.
Well, so the thing here is that even though it starts off very slowly, it's like Luna.
Right.
Normally she goes and troubleshoots dreams, and currently every pony seems to be having a perfect dream.
Nice one there.
So it really is a night of like, of her just playing around. But it kind of develops a conflict as you go through, and after it ends, you see an interaction with Luna and her sister that shows that there are some conflicts that are going on anyways, and the most of the fic is just sort of a rare relaxed moment for Luna, which was interesting. I thought it was an interesting idea and a good execution.
Yeah.
From the small portion I read at the beginning, it's interesting because obviously Luna originally was banished because, well, you have some fan and interpretation, but basically because she was jealous her sister was getting all the limelight and that she wasn't recognized for what she was doing. So, but it says in the beginning of the fic that she understands that her stuff is important, even though she doesn't get much of the limelight still.
Which
and
leads me to learn.
Which is interesting because it's just sort of it's kind of character progression on her part. I mean, not obviously within the fic, but from the show to the fic.
Yeah.
It's some character
fan
progression. Yeah, it's fan and character progression, which I thought was neat.
Oh yeah.
That was the first thing I picked up on.
Especially when it's done right. Usually it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's they have this really, almost like how a cheesy TV show would kind of bring in somebody and then have their whole resolution in half an episode,
Yeah.
But then this one kind of expects you to already know, kind of because you usually do. Anyone that would be reading a fan fiction like this would kind of already know, so it kind of takes those liberties.
Yeah, and I mean definitely within the fandom, I feel like Nightmare Moon and that whole plot with Celestia is one of the most written about in both fan fictions and songs.
I mean, there's the Lunar Republic and the Solar Empire, for God's
Right,
Funny.
right, but I mean, I'm just talking about her being Nightmare Moon,
Yeah.
the amount of music that's about that, and how different people interpret it and all this other stuff is I think very interesting.
Funny how we have yet to get a princess episode though,
Yeah, well,
I mean,
we've had a few episodes with Luna, just not really with Celestia.
Those two.
There was, yeah. There's no just princesses
Celestia's really
episode.
hard to write.
Yeah.
I mean, Celestia and Luna, I feel, is pretty hard to write. Arguably, the Nightmare Night one with Luna could be a princess episode.
The fun has been doubled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Well, and the one with the Tantabus, and I can't remember the episode name. But that one's definitely a princess episode. The whole plot is about Luna feeling bad about Nightmare Moon and
technically speaking, every single Twilight episode is a princess episode.
well, after season 3.
After season 3. Yeah, but anyway, we're going off on a tangent.
Does
Back
that
to the fan fiction and talking about characterization. I actually really liked the interaction between Dinky and Luna because it gave some fan and insight into what Dinky's been going through and the psychological troubles that a hospital can bring. So it could be bringing from their own experience, or I just found that really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean that was the main conflict of the story.
Yes, it was. And to be fair, for I personally consider this one quite the fluffy fic. So for a mainly fluff fic, that's a really deep conflict there.
I think, I mean, judging from a bias, like I said, I only skimmed it, but it seems like he's trying to contrast the fluff with everything else.
Yeah.
Or sort of what he's hinting at the outside world is normally. So I feel like the fluff almost has a point,
right.
and it's not just fluff.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
I mean, I wasn't trying to say that. But
yeah. I get what you're saying.
On a writing level, there was a few times where I was kind of like, let me pick out a part. So, like just a few paragraphs in, you have where he writes, she could see Ponyville down through the valleys to the south, and Cloudsdale was barely visible to the west. The other major cities like Las Pegasus, Manhattan, blah blah. So it goes on, and there's almost a little too much detail from time to time like that. Like we get it. She's looking over the balcony, but
yeah.
I feel as if the locations of the other major cities aren't.
Yeah, that's
really
what I mean.
needed.
Like it's just a little like we get it. She's looking over the balcony. She sees stuff.
I mean,
it can
Yeah, it takes a little bit of sophistication to do this sort of thing, and I think that mostly the author has it, but they maybe don't realize exactly how critical every word becomes when you're writing something that's a little bit fluffier like this. You have to trim it because generally people like to skip these sort of quiet.
Yeah, that's when I was skimming.
happenings.
I was reading like the first sentence or half a sentence of every paragraph, and
Right, and you're just gonna end up skipping the whole fic and wondering what you missed at that point.
right. Yeah, that's
pretty much
what I did. Although
Um,
I'll bet intentionally in this case.
One thing that I like to talk about that I feel like Stone did rather well was talking about and describing the dreamscape and how Princess Luna actually got into the dreamscape when they were describing how much control she had over it and like her going across the water and sapphire shores with the dolphins.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. That was
all I could think of was like lucid dreaming and how awesome that must have felt for her.
I was just gonna say with like the sapphire shores and the dolphins, that reminded me very much of like early fandom where they just like took. I mean, that's like slightly less obscure because they like say explicitly in the episode that Sapphire Shore likes dolphins, but it's still like neat that they like include it into the fic. It like kind of feels like a season one, like you have to like have some eye for detail in the show to like understand everything. Sure. Not quite to the same extent, but it was still neat, and it like made me not quite nostalgic, but I was like, that reminds me of XYZ.
Yeah. I also like how the dreams that Luna went through after the kind of like cinematic flight over the ocean and over the land. I like how the dreams really characterized the ponies even before the ponies were even revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So that I really liked how they did that. Anything else to say about this? I mean, I would definitely recommend
like I said, so similar to last week. Like if you really like, if you like slice of life and you like Luna, yeah, it's a good read. I think.
I would actually qualify that and say like if you want to read a quiet fic, if you want a little bit of quiet time, this is an excellent way to get that.
Yeah.
So
strangely enough, it's not tagged slice of life, but you know,
yeah,
I can see where the adventure comes in.
Yeah, what are its tags actually?
Adventure and Princess Luna.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd replace adventure with slice of life.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I can see where adventure
I
comes
think he has something in the comments
Maybe.
about that. I didn't read the fan fiction, but I read the comments. But
well,
I'm
let's
the
just
exact opposite.
oh,
I'm not seeing any of the
he said
comments.
he wanted to tag the story adventure/slice of life, but the site won't let him. It thinks the tags contradict each other.
Well, let's be honest here. The comments are a fan fiction in itself. Like
Sometimes. I mean, there's not a lot of comments on this. There's only 6.
Yeah.
So reading the
Good
comments was not hard. But
Comments on art on Derpy Burrow. Sometimes.
yeah, sometimes those get wild. There's like tags specifically about
I
the
love
comments.
those. Just read through them time to time.
Drama in
Sometimes
the comments.
I'm like really
Yeah.
like,
Adventure in
and
the
then the
comments.
mods will like cut it off just short of like someone having like dropping the bomb on someone else. You're like, great, Man, if only we would have got to comment. You know, you almost want to like PM the person, like, "Hey, could you tell me what you're about to tell that person before the mod blocked you?"
You just get so invested in the comments, right?
Yeah.
Like, ooh, what's he gonna say? Ooh, what's this gonna say? Oh,
I
they
can
blocked
imagine
it.
what
Oh,
the
okay.
film fiction.
This is exactly the reason that I don't read comments.
Oh, I always that's what there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I hate comments. And I'm like, the
Yeah, it's
comments
half
are
the
half
fun.
the time the best
When
part.
people are like, "Oh man, X website's comment section's terrible," I'm like, dude, that's like half my life there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the YouTube comment section is always awful, but it's kind of funny
Yep.
time to time.
You
You like go in,
Especially
and
on
it's just
pony related
bizarre.
content.
one last question. One last question.
Yes, yes.
Do you think the title "Dreamscape Dancing" is appropriate for this one?
I mean, it's clearly like
the word dancing.
it clearly means dancing, as in like,
Traveling
skating
across,
almost, like going from dream to dream, traveling across gracefully, and that
Because
seems
the
fitting.
Dreamscape is so perceptual, I'd argue that if Luna thought she was dancing, she was.
Good point, actually.
Maybe.
Good point. Like in lucid dreaming, if you're dancing, you're dancing. If you're flying across a really nice ocean, you're flying across a really nice ocean.
I just think of it as, Luna, flying
also-
around. She's pretty majestic, so, it'd be kind of like dancing.
All blue and majestic, and the poor dolphins
Oh.
can't keep up.
What I felt added to me personally, I was reading this fan fiction while I was listening to the music we were going to discuss, and that really immersed me into the story a lot.
Nice. I don't plot-wise, or not plot-wise, but like theme-wise, I'm not sure they fit, but definitely like if there were no lyrics and it was just like ambient, it would fit, I think. It's like pretty laid back and like somewhat emotionally filled.
Yeah.
Emotionally charged. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, there we go. So, does anybody else have anything to say about Dreamscape Dancing?
That's all I got.
All right. Bias, you're done? I
All
assume?
right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are a bit ahead of schedule there.
Well, we're at 38, so yeah, we're a bit ahead, but I mean, like, not really.
So,
'Cause I have a bunch to say about the song.
all right, we'll go for it.
Okay. So let me just start by saying this week we are covering Dashtortion. It's so hard to pronounce. It's distortion,
right.
but with dash. So
It's a pun, and it's great.
yes,
Rainbow Dash
it's
memes.
a pun. So specifically, the song we're covering by him is "Through the Snow," which was on the Ponies at Dawn Amity, yes, release, which was their newest album that they like basically just put out. Should be free. I know Bandcamp has something where it's like if you only get a certain number of free downloads, but I believe it should still be free. I will go check right now in the description. But so worth noting that Stealing Shades, Shads. What I need to pronounce this correctly. No, it is Stealing Shades. Okay. Did the lyrics for this song, and also he's worked before with Dashtortion on an error occurred. That's great.
No,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Thanks. YouTube, please. On
First world problems.
Don't Leave Me also had lyrics. The lyrics and the singing were by Stealing Shades again. So
It was a really nice voice, by the way.
and it fits very well with the music.
Yeah.
And Shades normally does like softer rock type stuff. Shades only has 779 subscribers, so you can follow or subscribe to him as well. Dashtortion only has 214 as of this moment.
You wouldn't want to go over the subscriber cap on any of these.
I mean, Shades is one of the more popular semi-obscure artists, I feel like. Like, he shows up on EQD, but I don't think he has that many people who follow
it's
him.
not. It's more
But,
like
Popular and obscure should not
I say
exist
it's
in the same
usually like
sentence.
a. Yeah,
Pop
it's one of those
obscure.
people that they kind of show up,
Obscure.
but like in like a compilation, like an art, like a music dump or something. But they're not like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when when people listen to their stuff, they're like, oh yeah, I like that and blah blah blah. But just like people don't follow them for some reason.
Yeah, I mean it's like somebody here said, my memory's terrible. It's something that would fit very well into like this hour-long mix, which fades into songs and fades out of songs.
Yeah, I could see it like that. Something that if you heard it, if it was on, I wouldn't change it.
It's a huge social problem in society that people don't subscribe to creators.
To the creators that they like.
Make sure you click that little bell button so you get notifications.
YouTube
I
drama.
believe there was some drama about YouTube not actually giving you notifications.
Yeah, I mean, it was a meme at that point. Like, as much as people said like and subscribe, all of a sudden, like every single YouTuber was, oh, make sure you click that little bell button right next to the subscriber button so you get all your updates from your favorite YouTuber.
I mean, it is actually a thing that's been going on.
Yeah.
It's like a problem.
Yeah, well, and they have that whole thing
Yeah.
with subscribers that I probably won't get into because it's long and everyone's salty about
It's
but
also not pony related.
yeah, it's like only pony related in the fact that it's it's tangentially related. I mean, YouTube is like so central to like fandoms and things like that I feel like it's related, but it's not really the
Right.
point of the podcast, so I'm not gonna get into it. There's like jillion videos on it if you want to go watch it.
Yep.
So, but I prefer. I'm sure Dashtortion would not like this, but I prefer "Don't Leave Me" over. I can't. I need.
Over the song that we.
Over the song that
today?
that we're currently looking at. I mean, they're both by him. "Through the Snow." That's it. And I like "Through the Snow." I just prefer "Don't Leave Me." But I've also heard "Don't Leave Me" way more times because I have all the Ponies at Dawn albums on my phone, and so a lot of the time, like, I'll just hit shuffle, and if there's a song that I like hear that I like, I'll then go and save it to the main playlist that I normally listen to, which I listen to when I'm like, doing something that I like sort of need to focus on. Because if I'm thinking about the songs and whether I like them or not, I'm not focusing on what I'm trying to do. So I have not actually. I don't have anonymity on currently. But
something I'd like to say about from a purely artist perspective is that I really like his title cards. Like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm. You like the pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out like who. So with the "Don't Leave Me," it's very obvious that it's about Discord. Like he literally says in the comments it's about Discord, and the title card has Discord on it. However, in "Through the Snow," it doesn't. Like I couldn't figure it out real quick. I didn't, go really deep. I mean, it's.
Who do you think it was about?
If I had to guess, I'm thinking this is Crystal Empire, and so it's probably either Cadence or Shining Armor. But
generally speaking, when it comes to snow and ponies, you might as well assume
Flurry
that
Heart.
it is the Crystal Empire, and we're not talking about Flurry Heart. No.
It's an aged up Flurry Heart, and he was shipping it with Shades OC, right?
What?
Let's see.
Bias, did you listen to the song at all?
I kind of. I don't like songs with vocals except sometimes. So this is one of those songs that has too much vocal.
Oh, does it?
For me.
I like vocals.
That's totally fine. Each their own, really. I forget. Fun fact. Did you?
Oh no. Oh jeez. Yeah.
Putting you under the spot. There
Yeah.
you go.
So as far as, oh man, it threw me off. But yeah, as far as this genre, see, I am absolutely terrible with music genres. I could not tell you the difference between soft rock or hard. So is this soft rock? Because I've heard soft.
This is
This is
soft
soft.
rock.
Well, then
this
if
is
it-
definitely soft rock.
I'd say like more. There were some very very light electronic tones in there.
All right, we'll
With,
go
like,
with
the
rock.
electric guitars and
So
everything.
this type of
Yeah.
rock, was
it's
what
definitely soft.
I listened to a lot when I was younger. The kind of stuff my dad would, you're riding with your dad, listen to stuff on the radio or something, or whoever. Yeah. It's that kind of thing, and it reminded me of just like older music, and not in a bad way. I mean, like it made me think of it just made me think of the music I used to listen to, and it got me listening to some other looking up some older playlists I had, and I like music that does that because it doesn't feel like it's like trendy or like trying to hit. It's just music, like timeless, I guess.
Yeah, just music. Music
instead of like a type of pop or I wouldn't say electronics. It's hard to describe, but it just has that timeless feel. Like you couldn't really listening to it, you couldn't tell what year it was from. You'd be like, oh, this reminds me of this and that old band.
Yeah, I think before we started recording, I think it was Sky mentioned that like it's harder to tell that it's pony related, which isn't I don't like view that as a bad thing, right? I mean, like it's obvious, particularly in Don't Leave Me, that it's like about ponies. I mean, like he talks about harmony and like all these other things that like are obviously related, but like if you were just throwing it in your car with all your non-horse friends, they probably wouldn't notice. And then through the snow, it's like even less obvious. I mean, he's like talking about the frozen north and all that. No, it's not a bad thing, but it's interesting and worth noting. And if you need what's the word? Incognito music.
Yes, incognito horse music.
Incognito horse music. This
ninja horse music.
This is the way to go. Ninja horse music. There you go. We've created a new genre, ninja horse music.
We've just I guess we've defined a new genre.
Yes,
here.
we've defined it. It has nothing to do with the instruments or the sound of the song. Skrillex could be making ninja horse music for all we know.
January 27th, 2017, we made.
See, I bet you didn't know Skrillex flashes instantaneous.
Well, wait, we don't want to oversell ourselves unless we want to actually record some ninja horse music.
I could totally do that, but I
was say, hold on. Skrillex he flashes subliminal pictures of the ponies randomly in his music videos, so that it constantly has like by the time you finish a playlist from him, all you can think about is ponies.
You're like, man. Right. You'll be like, oh man, this reminds me of the Living Tombstone, and then you wander off to go listen to horse music. Except the Living Tombstone doesn't do horse music anymore. But
what?
Rip.
No, he does.
Does he? Does he? The last thing I saw from him was 2014.
I'm pretty sure we
horse
talked about
related.
this in the first one.
I think we glanced on it on the first one.
Yeah, I glanced on it.
Because I think he has a playlist for all his old. Or all his pony stuff, right?
At least he keeps all his pony stuff around. I've seen a few animators and musicians that kind of like they drop it off their channel entirely, and it's like, whoa, dude! Like, or they unlist it at the very least.
Why though?
Just disassociation or something, as they feel they get, I guess, too bad, like, too good for keeping all their pony stuff, or like even you're just like fan music, fan art.
Yeah.
Too good for ponies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I get what you mean though.
So the last thing on his Brony playlist. So if he's done things since then
Is it Knife Pony?
No, it's the cartoon for vinyl and Can You Go to Galacon 14, and it was put out in May 2014, and that was the last video on his Brony playlist. I have not scrolled through every video he's put out since 2014.
I'm looking.
Although he still goes to PonyCons, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was watching.
I mean, if you look at the stuff he's done since then, it's difficult to find fault.
Right.
Here's
here's one from March 2014. So.
I was watching this one vlogging channel that goes to Brony conventions occasionally. Actually, that's the majority of his content, and the most recent one I've watched is like one from late 2015, early 2016. I don't really remember. long time.
That's
and
not that
there's-
long. We featured a fan fiction that's
I know,
just a
right?
few months later than
No,
that.
just from me watching
Yeah.
it, not the date. And yeah, the Living Tombstone was there.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember
So,
he had the whole Twitter thing about he thought the fandom was weird, and the guy in the guy responding was like, "It's not weird only now. You've been doing this how
Right.
long?" But he was like, "Yeah, like I'm probably not like gonna really do any music or anything, but I like probably still come to conventions and
Right.
stuff." So that seems consistent with at least my understanding of where Tombstone is.
Okay.
yeah.
So.
Basically, Tombstone is loved but missed.
Rip.
All right. I'm gonna go back to Dashtortion.
Dashtortion is loved by few
Few,
and not missed.
but not sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately, he needs to get like a lot more I don't know, what was it, attention,
Yeah.
popularity.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know.
the quality of the music is there, basically.
Oh, definitely. Actually, his stuff really reminds me of 21 Kenobi.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
Yeah, I
little
don't
bit,
follow
but
him, but I know who you're talking about.
He does Pony Rock stuff, or at least he used to.
Yeah.
Haven't really checked up on him.
And then actually, so I'm like looking through this, and I think Dashtortion might be when Shades and Slightly Amiss collab, but I don't think that's the case, because when I'm in the Horse Music channel, Dashtortion is like a single account, and also Shades is in there. So, you know.
It could be Stealing Shade, Slightly Miss, and Dashtortion.
No, but Dashtortion, like if you look at who's credited on Through the Snow, it'll say Shades did the lyrics and all that. And then while Slightly Amiss did the instrumental mixing and mastering. So I think Dashtortion is like their group,
Oh, okay.
and then Slightly Amiss.
Yeah,
think
no,
that's
well,
a typo.
their
I think
name
that's
is
supposed to be
slightly amiss,
Slightly.
but they have the.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's supposed to be like
Right.
Good
an
job.
Asian.
I
Like an
don't
Asian
know.
pronunciation. Slightly
Yeah.
amiss.
I think I think that's intentional. I'll link the channel. We've talked about Shades enough. I'll obviously link his channel as well, and then I'll link the Ponies at Dawn albums rather, because Voyager.
You should just link everything.
I just link
Just link the
everything.
internet.
Link everything.
The whole internet. I'll just throw Google in the comments.
Yep.
And you can find it through there. No.
No. Just throw the deep web on there. You'll be fine.
Oh, please no.
No one will see you.
No one will see you. Make sure you have Tor. And then, yeah. I was gonna say this. Like, definitely. Like the song is I want to say it's in minor, but I'm relatively bad at that stuff.
I'm
So-
gonna have to listen to that again.
Yeah. So, anyways, but it's got that like sad, emotional tone, and then Shade's vocals. I'm sure we've already said this, but they're just like he sings it perfectly to match the sort of like tone that the songs. put in.
I think there's like several key changes from major to minor, but I think primarily it's like neutral, because that is a thing.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I'm
But I
relatively
can
bad.
see where I can see
But
where minor comes
the
from,
the
though.
point is that it sounds sad,
Yep.
even if it's not minor. There's
And
definitely
it's still a good song.
yes, and it's still quite good. So go listen to it. And we are at 55 minutes, and the song is long enough.
5-ish minutes.
Got it.
4-ish minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
4 minutes. Yep. All right. So we're done here.
Okay.
All right. So, have a. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Talked about a lot of things. a lot of pony things, a lot of non-pony things,
Not a lot.
and I hope you all have a good time of day.
Time of day,
Morning.
whenever.
Yes.
Good morning. This is Good Morning Ponyville, so I'm just gonna assume you're in the morning. If you're not in the morning, it's morning
At least in the
somewhere in the
morning.
world.
Here in the region of the
So-
planet that I'm from, we say, "Have a good one."
Have a good one. There you go.
That's also a good one. Yes,
All
have
right.
a good one.
And we will indeed be playing Through the Snow by Dashtortion. So,
All right, goodbye, folks.
Yep, see.
These gray skies, they cloud my mind, but my eye can't see just fine as I dream of sunny days from the snowbanks. I can feel your lips on mine, scent of roses, taste of wine. As the blizzard blows, I feel the warmth of you come right through, breaking the spell of shadowed ice, melting the ice until I die. There may be storms ahead, but tonight is ours, so let's make the best of it. Break through my heart, got through the dark. Dig me up, thaw me out, bring me back to life. Through the snow, a fiery storm, broken bones won't keep me away from you. Beating down, cloudy breath, snowflakes fall, but I can go back to you. Frozen dreams can chill my veins. I see stars will break my chains as I